Hello students, a very good afternoon to all. Let us start the class. Hope I am audible. Respond, someone respond, please respond. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. See here, in the previous class we have calculated the longitudinal reinforcement. With that, we have to check for single, that means one-way shear we have to check. Two-way shear we have already checked while calculating the depth of the foundation. So now what we need to do is we have to check for one-way shear. This is just normal shear. As you all know, according to IS 456, we perform the shear check. Let's see how it is done for the combined proteins. So first, what we have to do is we have to consider this plan. As you can observe here, uh, this plan we have two columns. One is 400 by 400 and 600 by 600. See, uh, for critical section, for considering the critical section, what we need to do is we need to consider the bigger column. That means the column which has the highest load. So if we design for the higher load, obviously on the other hand, that is for the lower case, it will be safe. So first, what we need to do is we have to check whether it is sustainable within the shear limits. If it is not in the shear limits, then we have to provide the shear reinforcement. See, let's check how it works. See, uh, as I have said earlier, we have to consider the critical section for shear. So, observe here, this line, if you observe, this will be the critical shear zone for the foundation. How, if you ask, here we have this bigger column 600 by 600, right? So from the face of this column, from the face of this column, for a distance of effective depth, that means d by 2, for a distance of uh, d, what we have here, how much is this? 592 mm. Here for a distance of from the face to the uh, distance up to a distance of d, that is effective depth d 592. So you face in the 592 distance only, we will have a critical zone for shear action. So shear action like this critical section for shear is at a distance of d from the face of the bigger column. So face from the face, it will be at distance of d. So with that note, we shall continue with the problem. See, what I have to do is I have to calculate the shear force at the critical section. In the previous class, thus, what we have done was we had calculated the shear force just to the right of the shear force at B, shear force left to the just left to the column A, shear force at column A is what we had calculated. Just right of this column B means the shear force what was calculated was in this zone, in this section, E section. But at this point of time, what we require is we have to calculate the shear force at this critical section. So in this critical section, what we need to do is we have to calculate the shear force at this critical section. How it can be calculated? See, we have one. normal formula. Uh, VU is equal to 1.5 for factor of safety reasons. 1.5 is 35. Then shear force just right of V, which will be maximum than the critical section, minus W into D minus D by 2. This D by 2 is nothing but the dimension of your column depth. See, this D is dimension of column depth. See, what is D? 592, right? 592 plus D by 2, 600 by 2, which is 300. So 300 plus 592 is 892, which is what I have written here. In the diagram, you can observe from the center of the column to the critical section, the distance is 892. So you can observe that, as we all know, we have upward intensity 454.176 to 0.892 is there. Shear force just to the right of V, where it is here. Hope I'm audible. Observe this shear force diagram. Just to the right of B, we have 594.96. Just to right of B, we have 594.96 kilonewton. So that is the value what we are substituting here. So shear force just right of B minus upward intensity into overall distance d plus d by 2. D by 2 is 892 m. Substitute in meters. Okay. So the final answer, the VU value will be 284.75 kilonewton. Now, this is the shear force which is acting. Now we have to check the shear strength of the material. So nominal shear stress tau V is equal to VU by BD. So this is in page number 72 of your IS 456. Can you observe IS 456? This is the formula for nominal shear stress. Okay, this is the formula for nominal shear stress. So using that formula, we just calculated 284.75 into 10 power 3 divided by V, we know 1800 width of foundation. D, we know effective depth of the foundation, 592. The answer is 0.267. So this is the nominal shear stress. This is the stress which is present in the critical section. This is the shear stress present in a critical section. Note this value 0.267. Okay, 0.267 tau v is equal to 0.267. Now, what we need to do is, because of the foundation forces, there will be some shear forces. So according to that, what we need to do is, we need to calculate the shear strength of the foundation. How to do that, we shall observe. So for each column, we have to do this calculation. Consider column A. So AST provided. So column A, AST provided was 1454.11 mm square. How is this? Let us go back to the calculation. Yesterday we were doing longitudinal reinforcement calculation. First, what we did was we considered mx, then we considered ma. So while considering ma, in the end, the AST provided what was obtained was this 145.11. So from here, what I'm doing is I'm considering AST provide. So I have to calculate the percentage of steel. PT is equal to PT is equal to 100 AST provided divided by BD. This is the formula you will find in IS 456. So the percentage of steel is 0.136. So 0.136. You have to observe page number what? 73, table number 19. So in table number 19, I have to look for percentage of steel 100 ASP divided by BD. So my answer is 0.13, so which is less than 0.15. So for M20 concrete, I have to consider the value of tau C is equal to 0.28. 0.28 is the value of tau C. So this tau C is greater than tau V. So tau V is 0.26. Note ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ. So tau V is 0.26. Here tau C is 0.28. So the limit, shear limit is within the limit state of this. So ಏನಾಗಿದೆ shear stress, nominal shear stress is within the shear strength tau c. So tau c is greater than tau v ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so tau v is within tau c. So if it is within tau c, so capacity of the foundation under column A is 0.28, but actually shear stress is applied on the area is 0.26. So 0.26 ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು, 0.28 ಅಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂಡರ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ A. So it is safe. So hence there is no shear reinforcement required. Okay. So let us consider column B. In the longitudinal reinforcement calculation, we have calculated by considering MB. So from that we have AST provided is equal to 2976.25 mm. So from this, if I have to calculate the percentage of steel, so 100 AST divided by BD, if I substitute, I will get the answer as 0.279. For this percentage of steel 0.279, I have to calculate tau C value from IS 456 table number 19, page number what? 73. See here. So my value is 0.2, how much? 0.279. So for 0.279, what I have to do is, I have to look for the value in between 0.25 and 0.5. So 0.25 LST there, 0.36, 0.5 LST there, 0.48. By interpolating these values, I will be getting the tau C value for a percentage of steel 0.279. What is the tau C value? 0.372. So 0.372 is greater than tau V, which was 0.26. So 0.26 ಗಿಂತ ಎಷ್ಟು ಏನಿದೆ ಇದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. So tau C, the strength of the column is higher than the shear stress. So shear stress applied ಏನು 0.26. Shear strength ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 0.37. So 0.37 ತನಕ shear stress applicable ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So hence shear reinforcement is not required under column B as well. So even though there is no requirement for shear reinforcement, we have to provide minimum shear reinforcement. So minimum shear reinforcement ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ provide ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ according to page number 48, yes 456 clause number 26.516. So page number 46 ಬರೋಣ. This for page number 47. Okay. AS by BD is equal to 0.85. We have to consider this for. Okay. Yeah. Observe here, page number 48. ಏನಿದೆ ASV divided by BSV greater than or equal to 0.4 by 0.87 Fy. You have to consider this formula. Yeah, minimum shear reinforcement category. Minimum shear reinforcement ಅಂತಾನೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ direct ಆಗಿ. So we have to consider this 26.5.1.6. So when we consider this formula, what we have to do is we have to assume a stirrup dimension. So the minimum stirrup dimension what we have to choose is 4 leg 8 dia. Within that you should not choose. So ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ choose ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. Above it we can choose. So I'm just choosing here, assuming 8 dia with 8 leg vertical split. So 8 leg 8 dia is what I'm considering for this problem. So ASV calculation 8 into pi d square by 4, 402.12 mm square, which we know. So for calculating the spacing, we have these three considerations. One is alter the formula for SV. ಇದೇ formula SV ಗೋಸ್ಕರ alter of SV. So here you can see SV. Okay. So that formula, if I cross multiply 0.87 FISV divided by 0.4B, what the formula will be. So ASV just now I have calculated 402.12 divided by 0.4 into B 1000. So in the end we have the spacing as 201.6. We can say that spacing is 200 mm. But we have other two considerations. It should not be greater than 0.75D ಅಂತ clause ಇದೆ. So 0.75D ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ 444 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Here 200 is not more than that. So and it should not be more than 300 mm. Again 200 mm is not more than that. So the spacing what we have to consider is least of these three values. So least of these three value is spacing is 200 mm. So least of the other three values. Okay. So therefore provide 8 mm dia bars with 8 legs 8 mm dia vertical stirrup at 200 mm. So here I have written the note as well. So minimum 4 leg 8 mm dia should be provided. Okay. So this is the end of the longitudinal reinforcement. Next we shall consider the transverse reinforcement. Transverse reinforcement in the sense we have to provide the steel in this direction. Direction in this direction we have to provide the steel. So for different area under this consideration there will be different set of reinforcement. So E range what I will call it as V1 portion. This is V2 portion and this is central portion. So for V1 portion, your loading of column A will be considered. For V2 portion, the loading of column B will be considered. Okay. So now let us start the design of transverse reinforcement. As we all know, we have the width of the foundation as 1800 mm and we have two columns. So these two columns have the dimensions of what is the dimension of this column? According to the question, column A is 400 by 400. Sorry, there is some mistakes in the value while substituting here. Here I should have considered 400 mm. So this should be 400. So 400 mm ಆಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. By mistake I have taken it as 300 mm. So but the procedure is same. You can just observe the procedure. Okay. Let us just assume that it is 300, it is 600 in now we shall calculate the values. So what we have to do is for column A, the cantilever portion beyond column A is A1. ಅಂದ್ರೆ A1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕಾಲಮ್ A ಇಂದ ಮೇಲೆಗಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ portion ಏನಾಗ್ತೀವಿ. This is projection length. A1 is projection length from the face of column A. So A1 we have to calculate. So 1800 minus this width of column, then divide by 2 will give you A1 and B1. So that is what I have calculated here. A1 is equal to B1, which is B minus B by 2. So 800, 1800 minus 400, what you have to do is, actually I have done, taken the data wrongly. So 300 divided by 2. So 750 was the value, so 0.75 meter. So bending strip on the B1 and B2 on the error strip for distance starting how to calculate that? To calculate that, B1 is equal to B plus 2D. So B is width of the column and D is effective depth of the column. So B1 is 1484 mm. You know? So net upward pressure Q naught for this loading, E area, E strip, B into B1 area. How it is considered? We have this column. So up to this portion, here I will shade this portion. So I'm considering the area of this. So this side is B. So this length is B1. Then B1. So this length is B. This length is B1. So B1 into B is the area considered. Under this, what is the upward pressure applied due to all of forces? What we are considering. So PA and column A loading. So 1000 divided by you should 1000 is in kilonewton. So you should substitute the values of B and B1 in meters. So 1.8 into 1.484. So 1484 1.484 meter. So the answer is 374.36 kilonewton per meter square. Next, the maximum bending moment calculation. So for maximum bending moment calculation, M is equal to Q naught into A1 B1 divided by 2. This is the standard formula to calculate the moment. So we have to have this formula. So Q naught into A1 B1 by 2. Q naught we just calculated in the previous step, 374.32. A1 and A2 are equal, 0.75 into 0.75 divided by 2 will give you the moment value. So convert that into factored moment, multiply it by 1.5, you will get 157.93 kN. So from this moment, we have to calculate the required depth. So required depth formula is equal to root under root mu by 0.138 mCkg. So if I substitute the value of mu in this formula, I have to substitute this in Newton mm. So when I substitute it, I will get the depth of the required depth of the foundation to be 178.29. But what we have provided is 592. So it is safe. You know? So actually, uh, consider this point here. So since this is the depth of the foundation, this continuous image. So we have the main reinforcement. Sorry. So we have the main reinforcement. Yeah. So this is the column. Under this column, reinforcement. This transverse reinforcement I have to place. Where I have to place the transverse reinforcement? Over here. So I have to place the transverse reinforcement. Yeah. Okay. So I have to place like this. I have to place like this. So to do that, what will happen is from here to here, the effective depth is D. But for transverse reinforcement, to the center of this, to the top of the foundation, is what we call it as D dash. So for transverse reinforcement, D dash is the effective depth, not D. So D is the effective depth for main reinforcement, that is a longitudinal reinforcement. D dash is the effective depth for transverse reinforcement. So D dash we have to calculate. So observe here, here D dash is equal to D minus 12. Why 12? Below column A, we have provided 12 diameter longitudinal reinforcement. So after 12 we have to consider this. Okay. So effective depth is 592 minus 12. So 580 mm. So according to this depth value, so ಇವಾಗ D value ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 580 mm ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸೊ substitute in formula AST formula you will get the value as 766.22 mm square. But we know that minimum steel to be area of steel to be provided is 1425.6. So provide 1425.6. Okay. So assuming 12 mm diameters, the spacing we can calculate it as 79.33. So say 75 mm. So provide 12 mm dia at 75 mm center to center for a width of 1484 mm above longitudinal bars at bottom. This is what you have to mention. So column A, the transverse reinforcement we have calculated. So for column B, ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಇವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು? So we have calculated the transverse reinforcement for column A. So ಇಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು, ಇಷ್ಟು distance cover ಮಾಡಿ. So ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We have to calculate the transverse reinforcement in this portion. So ಈ portion transverse reinforcement ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ calculate. Later we shall consider this portion transverse reinforcement. Okay. So what is this length? This length is B1. What is this length? This is B2, which is what we are going to calculate right now. Okay. Consider column B. Column B, we call it as the projection of column B as A2 and B2. A2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ above the column, B2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ below the column. So 1800 minus 600, which is the depth of the column, divided by 2. So the value of A2 and B2 is 600 mm. So capital B2 region portion, that value B2 is equal to B plus 2D. Here B is 600, not 400. Okay. So here B is 600 plus 2 into D, effective depth 592. So the answer is, what is the answer? 1784 mm, that is 1.784 mm is the value of B2. So in this region we have to calculate the upward pressure. So what is the value of column load of column B? What is the load on column B? 1500 kilonewton. So divide by this area B2 into B. So B is 1.8, B2 is 1.78. So in the previous case we had considered B1. In that place we will substitute B2 here. So after substituting B2, 467.12 kilonewton is the Q0 value. Substitute that in moment equation. So here the moment equation you can observe that there is some change. Q0 into A2 into B2 divided by 2. So A1 into B1 and the previous case by A2 B2. Substitute that Q0 value we have just calculated 467.12 into 0.65 by 2, which is A1, A2 and B2. So the moment value is 84. Calculate the factored moment by multiplying it by 1.5. So mu is equal to 126.9 To calculate, next calculate the depth required. So depth required are the same formula, mu divided by 0.138 CKB. If you substitute it, and you will get the 159.33, which is the see 159.33 is the required depth under column B according to transverse reinforcement requirement. So, but we have provided already 592 mm. So 592 is way much more required than 159.3. So D provided is higher than the required, so it is C. Again, here also same thing will happen, but under column B, the longitudinal reinforcement which was provided was 20 mm, if you remember. So 20 mm ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ we have to provide the transverse reinforcement. So effective depth is this much D, but uh, according to this diagram, according for this transverse reinforcement, the effective depth is D dash. Again, same thing. So ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ 20 mm less ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So effective depth will be 20 mm lesser. Okay. So calculate it. D is 592 minus 20. So your existing effective depth for calculating the transfer reinforcement is 572 mm. So calculate the AST. AST formula you can calculate. The only difference is this moment value. This moment value is different. That is effective depth is different, and this moment value is different. So this is effective depth D. This is moment M. Okay, na? So these are the two values which are different. So LE, and so AST, what you will obtain is what you have obtained is 618.7 mm square, which is again less than minimum requirement of area of steel. So provide 12 mm dia at 75 mm center for width of 1784 mm above longitudinal reinforcement at bottom. Same reinforcement problem because area of steel is okay. So this is the transverse reinforcement under column B. That is B2 portion. So now provide minimum reinforcement for remaining portion. So in ಉಳಿದಿರೋ portion there also we have to provide the transverse reinforcement. So in that portion, how much of the reinforcement we have to provide is the question. So we have to provide the minimum reinforcement for remaining portion. So minimum reinforcement. So here observe. So this is B1. So B1 portion. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ we have calculated the transverse reinforcement. This is B2. This portion we have calculated the reinforcement. Yeah. So reinforcement, the transverse reinforcement. ಈ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ calculate ಮಾಡಾಯ್ತು. ಈ portion. ಈ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ calculate ಮಾಡಾಯ್ತು. So now we have to calculate the transverse reinforcement with the remaining portion. What is the remaining portion? 2232 mm. I have just calculated 5500 minus B1 minus B2. What I have got 22.22 mm. Okay. For this minimum steel is AST minimum ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪಾಯ್ತು 1425.6 mm square. So this is the minimum steel. For the remaining portion, we can just provide half of that reinforcement as transverse reinforcement because we already have the longitudinal reinforcement. So we can just provide the transverse reinforcement. AST minimum ಅಲ್ಲಿ half portion ಮಾತ್ರ provide ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. So this thing you should be remembering. So ಈ portion ಏನಿದೆ you have to remember this portion. Yes, 712.8 mm is the value of AST. For this AST, I will calculate the spacing. Again, I will use 12 mm diameter. So the spacing is 150 mm. So therefore, provide minimum reinforcement of 12 mm dia bars at 150 mm center to center for remaining portion at bottom, and also provide same reinforcement at top. So This is the transverse reinforcement diagram, uh, transverse reinforcement calculation for the central portion. This is this portion. So ಏನಾಯ್ತು portion B1 ಆಯ್ತು B2 ಆಯ್ತು B3 ಆಯ್ತು. So transverse reinforcement calculation is completed. Okay. Na? So in the next class we shall see how to do the diagrams. So diagrams are very important. In the next class we shall discuss and we shall see how to place the longitudinal reinforcement and how to place the uh, transverse reinforcement, how to place the shear reinforcement. In the next class we shall see all those drawings. Uh, Up to this point, if you have any doubts, you can clarify now. Any doubts? Yeah. Do you have any doubts? We shall end the session and we will continue the same problem in the next class and we shall see the transfer reinforcement.